Welcome everybody here at Salem State College. My name is Lieutenant Chauvel from the Salem Fire Department. This whole thing was put on by Inspector Gallant, our friend here. He found this online one day and decided that he wanted to bring it to our community.
Home Depot donated all this material that we used here today, so thank you to them. Metro Swift sprinkler system, they're the ones, in this module over here you're going to see there's a sprinkler in this one. They donated all the supplies for that. Life Bridge, Residence Life, Student Life, SSU President's Office, and the Athletic Department. Those are all big thank yous. None of this could have happened without it. We give them a round of applause. Just a quick overture of what we're going to do here today, because some people might not understand. It's basically a side-by-side burn. The one on the right here does not have a sprinkler system. They both have smoke detectors. The smoke detector is going to operate, Inspector Gallant's going to go step by step as the burn goes on. We're going to burn this one first, the one on the right, without the sprinkler. And we're going to show you what happens in a real fire. We're going to talk about our response time, how long it takes for the fire department to get there. As soon as you hear the smoke detector, how much time you're really going to have to get out. A lot of people don't realize how quickly fire burns. After we're done with this one, we let that burn. You get a good look at how hot it gets, because you will feel it from this distance. Then we're going to do it on the other side with the sprinkler. And that one's going to go out, you're going to see so much quickly. And it's going to show everybody how much sprinklers can save lives. We're really pushing to see residential sprinklers in Salem, and we'd love to see more and more, because they absolutely save lives. So I'm going to turn it over to Gallant, and we're going to begin the show.
All right, so we really want you to make sure you're paying attention to the time clock. Once we initiate the fire, it's important that you see how fast this starts to take place. Once we initiate the fire, you're going to see it go through different stages, and I'll start walking that through. But again, pay close attention to this time clock. You'll be amazed at how quickly this all starts to begin.
No, I'm not ready.
Please pay attention to the clock.
All right, so you hear the smoke detectors going off at this time, right? So this is your time that in your plan that you've made, that you would start evacuating your home, all right? You're not calling 911 right now. You're leaving the building. You're leaving your dorm. You're leaving your hotel room. All right, so again, we're watching the time here. It's 30 seconds into this. Everybody's getting outside the building. We're going to let a few seconds go by. Everybody's outside the building. You're picking up your phone and you're making the call for 911. All right, so you still have not got a fire truck coming yet. Look at that fire go. Okay? 911, what's your emergency? I have a fire in my building. You stay on the phone with 911. Let them know where you are. You've got to maintain conversation with them until the dispatcher lets you go. The crews are now getting ready. At 1 minute and 45 seconds, those crews are downstairs, getting their gear on right now, and getting into these trucks.
So it speeds up when it gets hotter.
At about this time right now, the crews are on the trucks and they're making their time out to your address. Luckily in Salem, we have an average of about a 3 to 5 minute max response time, because I only have 8 square miles, and that's response time is from the time we take the call to the time we actually get to your facility. So again, we still have fire spread here. We still have till about 4 minutes and 15 seconds before we're going to arrive on scene. Again, remember, with fire, the deadliest portion of this is the stuff that's coming out the top. The smoke is what's going to kill you, okay? You need to get out of the building. You need to exit as fast as possible. Right now, we only have 2 feet covered of the room. This would actually normally be all the way down to the floor. So this fire would start to spread a lot faster. We We're still at 2 minutes and 49 seconds. We still have about another minute before this truck rolls on scene. You can see how quickly the fire is starting to spread now up the drapes. Anything combustible in the room is now starting to ignite. What we're doing is we're getting a buildup of heat. What we're eventually going to see is flashover. Flashover is basically when everything in the room reaches the same temperature and ignites. This is flashover. We still have not arrived on scene.
What you have to understand is that all that was coming out is going to be trapped inside your house if there's a fire at your house. All that smoke, all that heat, okay? In an average fire like that, I bet you that ceiling temperature was about 1,200 degrees. It might have been a little cooler down below, but heat and smoke both rise. That's why we always say you want to get under the smoke. You watch firefighters go into a fire, they're always down on their hands and knees, crawling in. You can see better, you can breathe better, and it's not as hot, right?
Watch the clock, okay? We're at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. We are arriving on scene at this point. Had we not gone in and made the extinguishment, that particular room itself would have expanded into other rooms in your home, okay? That wouldn't have been contained to just this room. That's why it's really important to have a plan in effect. Without that evacuation plan, it can be costly, it can be deadly. So it's really important that we go over the fact that when you come into these locations, when you are in your own home, and you go over this with your family on a regular basis, you're testing your smoke detectors. If you have it, the biggest key life safety device you're going to have could be that $10 device that's sitting on the ceiling, okay? Check batteries. When we say to check the batteries, this is why we want you to do that. You saw how quickly the batteries went off. That detector went off in 25 seconds from the initiation of that fire. That's outstanding. It gave you enough time to wake everybody up and get you out of that building. Because like we said, no matter how fast we can possibly get there, we would not get there in time to be able to put this fire out in this particular room, all right? And again, you're dealing with a city who has a very quick response time, who has a very aggressive fire department, who will go in and take this out, okay?
One thing that is also very important to note when you're talking about making a plan with your family, one really big thing is to have a part of your plan is to have a spot. We always say a meeting place. The reason that's so important is because no one knows who got out of the house and who didn't. Real important that we know you have 5 people in your family. When the fire department pulls up, we love to know all 5 people are out safely. Real important. We always say to the kids in the schools, make sure you go home and make a plan with your family. Check those smoke detectors. Make sure they're clean. Make sure your batteries are fresh. If the smoke detectors are over 10 years old, it's time to replace them. Remember, they're for life safety, all right? They're for you guys. They save lives all the time, all right?
So our next half of the demonstration is that we want to identify what a sprinkler system is going to work, or how it's going to work in a home setting, in a dorm setting, in a hotel setting. For those of you that stay on, for the college kids here that are on site, if you're living in the dorms, you're protected by these sprinkler systems. We want to show you exactly what they're going to do. It's an added level of security for you and safety for you, okay? The sprinkler systems are there to help dampen down the fire, reduce the spread of the fire, and assist you with your time for evacuation. It does not mean because you have sprinklers you're allowed to stay in there and that you can wait this out. It's just giving you a longer time to be able to evac out of the building. So again, we want to make sure, A, plan accordingly, all right? B, time is your enemy, as you saw here how quickly this worked out.
I think it was 6 minutes, that thing was 4 minutes, that thing was fully involved.
4 minutes before we even arrived, this was fully involved. We'd already reached flashover stage. 3 is suppression, which we're going to demonstrate in this area. And 4 is evacuation, meaning we want you out of the building, regardless. Okay, have a plan in effect. Have a meeting spot. Make sure your family knows exactly where that meeting spot is. You go to it all the time. You have accountability. You stay there. It should be to the front of the building where the fire apparatus is going to arrive. We want to know when we get there that you're safe, or if there is a problem where somebody might be. You are our most important ally in being able to make rescues, saves, and also save our own people, okay? You're going to give us that information. So stay out at the front of the building. what we're going to do now is, once I know my crew here is all set to go, we're going to give you a demonstration on the sprinkler side of this building. Okay, same situation, okay? The smoke detector went off a little early, more so because of how we ignited the fire. So we're going to give this about a 25-second delay on the clock. So at about now would be when the smoke detector would have gone off, you would have been alerted. Again, your plan would come into effect. You would be evacuating the building right now. At about 1 minute, we'll assume that you guys are all outside and have your family with you and are on the phone making that 911 call outside of the building. The sprinkler head is already activated in less than a minute. What it's doing right now is it's dampening it before it even got the flash over state. The smoke did not set the sprinkler head off, the heat did. The heat rose to the ceiling. At 135 degrees temperature at the ceiling level, the sprinkler system was set off. Done. At 1 minute and 18 seconds. You saw what took place. You're already outside the building and the sprinkler head worked off. This is why a sprinkler system in your building is so important for us on safety-wise and to give you a longer evacuation time.
A sprinkler system knocks that fire down before it ever has a chance to move to other areas of the building. Whether it be an apartment building, a dorm room. If it's in one room, it's knocked down before it can ever grow out of control. It's still a contents fire but when that sprinkler is activated. The heat goes up, it reaches that temperature, it pops that fusible link or that bulb in that sprinkler head, it sets it off, and it contains it to that one area, doesn't allow it to get out of that area. So the smoke detector is giving you notification. Notification if it's 3 in the morning, you hear that go off, something's wrong. Gotta get out of the house. There's your notification for the smoke detector. Sprinkler system saved lives.
All right, what we want to do at this point is we want to invite you to be able to come up and take a look. We're going to let this cool off for about a minute or so, just give it a little quick hit. We want you to take a look at the difference between the two rooms. How important it is, again, that we had a smoke detector over here and a smoke detector over here. They both gave us the same life safety evacuation time. The difference again being sprinkler system in here, non-sprinkled. Look at how much damage was done in the rooms by the lines of demarcation, the blackening. Basically, we have nothing touched in here, okay? This is huge for us. This is why we push sprinkler systems in buildings. There is a huge safety factor here for us. Again, for you that are staying in the dorms, in your hotel rooms, in homes that have sprinkler systems. This is what you paid for. Well worth your money. You can't put a price on this. On this side here, we had already showed you, we hadn't even arrived yet. Or if nothing else, we just got on scene. We still have to hook up to a hydrant. We have men that are going to come off the truck, men and women that are coming off the truck with the hose lines, going into the building, making advancement to these rooms. In these conditions, we are the only water supply. Upon notification in a phone call, when we get here, this is what we have. We get into mop-up stage. Okay, lives are saved. We're very happy. Our own guys aren't in as much peril as they were in this condition. It's a huge factor for us. Okay, so again, huge difference having a sprinkled operation versus a non-sprinkled operation. The crews are just working on this side here. Like I said, give them another minute or so just so we can get the smoke out of here. And then, like I said, I want to welcome you up. Please come up and take a look. It's really important that you actually see the amount of damage done. When you look inside here, you're going to see how much heat there was involved. Not just high in the ceiling, but actually down low, that it actually melted the TVs, the monitors, the chairs. Okay, so the heat level was very high to get this plastic to actually melt and deep into form. When you go and look over here, you're going to see there's still paper hanging on the walls. All right? There's still posters up there, the bedspreads, the bed itself. Although we got a little bit of paper underneath it. But again, most of this stuff, the suppression-wise, they kept everything intact. That's going to be huge for us.
The other thing is, in Salem, I think Inspector Gallant touched on this. In Salem, we're real lucky. We're 8 square miles. Our response time's really good in Salem. 3 to 4 minutes, we're going to be there after we're called. You go a little further north of us, you're talking 15 minutes, 18 minutes, 20 minutes to some spot because the cities are so much bigger and the stations are so much further spread apart.
The hardest part I get for the most part from most people is pets, okay? We save pets. We will go back in for your cats and dogs, okay? But you've got to realize, animals don't think like we do. They're going to run and they're going to hide. And they're going to go to the deepest, farthest reaches of the building. Please don't go back in. Once you've gotten out of the building, you are alive and you are safe. Do not go back in the building. Leave that to us. Your most important asset is to be outside to give us the information. Let us know where the issue is. If there's someone or something, animal-wise, whatever it might be, give us that information. I promise you, we concentrate all of our efforts in saving lives. Animals, people, whatever it is, and saving your property. But like I say, our most important job is to save your lives and make sure that you all get out of the building safely. The building can be replaced, the rooms can be replaced, the beds, TVs, they're all material things. They get taken care of. We can't replace you. So again, like I said, I thank you all for coming down. Hopefully you got a little bit of something out of this. You got to see a little bit from here. I want to give a warm thank you to the 3 men out here, guys who are on duty all the time, and all the trucks are out here for putting their lives out every single day. All right, they're here for you all the time. All right, and again, thank you all for coming. Thank you. All right.